I'm Bill Urich. My friends call me Way Out Willard. Over the years, I've had my hands in all kinds of motorsports. Motorcycles, snowmobiles, go-karts, you name it. But my true passion is drag racing. And if you enjoy that kind of action, get in and hang on. And welcome to Way Out Willard's Wild World of Motorsports.
Hey Willard, how do I drag race my street car?
Hey Willard, can I go drag racing?
I want to drag race my street car.
Hey Willard, what do I have to do to drag race?
Hey Willard, what do I have to do to race my car?
Howdy folks, welcome to Way Out Willard's Motorsports, and the answer is yes. Yes, you can take your regular street car to the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, our backyard track. It's out here on Highway KR, about 4.5 miles west of I-94, and we've got this beautiful 2007 Jetta that we're gonna go drag racing. We're gonna show you exactly how to do it. We're gonna have some special people on the show, and it's gonna be great, so stay tuned. Hey folks, you'll notice as we drive up the driveway to Great Lakes Dragaway, the race gate is all the way on the right, and you'll meet nice people in there who will register your car and take your money, and you can go racing. Folks, this nice lady here at the race gate will give you this this waiver form, and this pretty much states that anything that happens to you or your car while racing at Great Lakes Dragaway is not the racetrack's fault. And everybody has to sign it. And
We're
you
only
can't.
responsible for you to have a really good time.
That's right.
Here's your tech card. You need to give that to the man by the gas tank so that you can get teched in. He'll make sure your car is safe to go down the track.
Okay, and folks, what she means is that she gives you this card. This is number 205. We have to go to a place called the Tech Shack to have the car inspected before it is approved to go racing, you know, on the drag strip itself. So thank you, JC.
Okay, that's not all. Also, if you're in a car like this when you're not towing a trailer, you need to have a sticker on your windshield that changes a day so that the lady at the next gate can identify who belongs in the pits and who doesn't belong in the pits. Also, here at the gate, you will get any handouts that we have for the day. We have a poster today and a magazine.
Thank you, JC.
And we always hope you have a really good time.
Yeah, we're going to have fun. See you later.
Okay.
Okay, folks, usually on the bigger weekends, there will be a nice person standing here at this shack, and he or she will be checking your credentials to actually get inside the pit area. And there's no one here today, and we have our little decal on our window, so we're all good. And off to the Tech Shack. Okay, folks, once you get in the pit area, right here you can see these tanks right here. They have race gas that the track sells to some of the racers. Of course, we've got a Volkswagen Jetta that's primarily stock, and we're just going to be running on regular gasoline today. And just to the left here is the tech area. And we'll have to wait until the tech inspector comes and looks at our car. Hey folks, I'd like to introduce you to Russ. He's the tech inspector here at Great Lakes Dragaway. And Russ, just tell me what this Volkswagen Jetta has to go through to pass tech.
Basically, this car in tech has to have all basic safety equipment that came from the factory with functioning seat belts. Tires have to be in decent condition. All the lug nuts have to be on. No leaks from the engine. Has to have a coolant catch can. And other than that, it's pretty much just a simple car.
Okay, and keep in mind, folks, the faster your car is, the more safety gear you're going to need, like a helmet or a fire suit, or your car has to have a roll bar or whatever the case may be. Russ, thank you so much. Do we pass tech?
Oh, yes, you do.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. What are you doing right now? You're just marking it up.
OW07 VW Jetta, right? Okay, 1.8 liter. Surprised you haven't checked me for my time.
You're a person I can trust.
So now what do you
But
do?
the parachute works, right?
The parachute works. All is full op.
Do you have a computer in there that you send this information to the tower, or do you do a...
We send it by courier pigeon.
Right. The tower gets the tech card.
The card goes up to the tower. They register everything in a computer.
Do you bring it up there?
No, they have a fellow that runs back and forth.
Hi. Can we just wait a little while? Hi. A little while until everybody goes through and then send me out alone?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
What lane do you want?
All right. Windows up. Okay. Seatbelts on. And up ahead here is the water box, and we are going to stay away from the water box. In fact, we're going to wait for this Corvette to run through here first. So, wait for him. And you'll see how the tree works here in a minute. Pre-staged. Staged. Here come the lights, and he's gone. They're just waiting for Frankie to wave us on here. And we drove around the water box, and we're coming up to the staging lights here. So as you'll see, I'm rolling in nice and slow and waiting for the pre-stage light to come lit. Okay, the pre-stage light is lit. I'm going to roll 11 inches forward and stage the car and wait for the tree to come down. We're going down a quarter mile, nice and easy. Car's pulling pretty good.
Volkswagen getting on the mass performance side, 1736, 79 miles an hour.
And then we'll slow down to a stop. And it's just that simple, folks. And right up here is the turnaround to go down the return road and back to the pits. I actually thought I cut a pretty good light.
Yeah.
And folks, you'll notice we're coming up to the bleachers here in a little while. And normally that's when all the folks are cheering for me because I run so great. No, but really, up ahead here at the end of this yellow guardrail is the ET Shack. And they will actually give me a slip that has all of my incremental times on it. And that we will show you here in a little while what those incremental times mean. Thanks. Okay, folks, from the ET Shack, I have my ET slip, and on it shows all of my incremental times. It shows that I'm number car 205, and my reaction time was 0.46 seconds, which isn't a bad tree. My 60-foot time was 2.5 seconds, which isn't great, but isn't terrible. 330 feet, 7.3 seconds. The 8th mile at 11.2 seconds. My mile per hour was, at the 8th, was 63 miles an hour. Let's see, at 1,000 foot, it was a 14.5 seconds. And at the quarter mile, it was 17.36 seconds at 79.9 miles an hour. And for being a stock little car, that's actually pretty good. Well, on that pass, folks, I went red, which means I left the starting line before the light turned green an 0.75 red. That means 7 thousandths of a second from going green, but it's still a foul pass. In competition, you would be going home. But at this run, I ran a 60.94 at 82 miles an hour. So things are getting better as we go. And throughout the night, you'll notice that you'll get a little better on the Christmas tree. You'll know a little sooner when to shift the car or whatever the case may be to reduce your numbers little by little until you can achieve maximum performance from your car. Alright folks, this is Pat Hart. He's the announcer here at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway. And actually we're going to learn some stuff about what happens behind the scenes and how they keep all of these cars straight that show up at the track. So, I don't know, Pat, tell us first of all about all of the tech cards you have to deal with.
Well, interestingly enough, Will, what we've got here, you see across the counter in front of me here at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, I've got stacks and stacks of entry cards. And what these are is it basically tells us who the drivers are, what kind of cars they drive, and what different eliminator categories they run in. Now, subsequently, after these cards come to the tower, they're loaded by our statistician, Rob Heisey, into the CompuLink timing system. He does that, as this young lady is doing right here in front of the terminal. You can see she's in front of one of 3 monitors here in the tower. The information is getting loaded into the CompuLink timing system. That way when Rob loads said information into his computer, it automatically comes up on our screen here in front of the Star Trek announcer screen and tells us who's doing what they're driving, and all pertinent information involved in that. So it's a relatively simple system, but for an old guy like me, it's a relatively complicated, technologically advanced system. I'm still trying to figure out how to use a cell phone. So.
Pat, you've been around this for so long. You know all of the drivers by name, birthdays and addresses. And
well, that's, you know what, interestingly enough, back in the day when I first got into motorsports broadcasting, that's how I did it. I did so many of these shows that I got to know the drivers on a personal level, and I just took it from memory. But now, with the advantageousness of this CompuLink system, all this information is right there in an instant, and essentially the machine does it all. And yeah, I'll tell you what, it makes any upcoming people that want to be a motorsports journalist, this computer makes their job so much easier. We were talking earlier in the day how complicated the system used to be, and we're actually having fun, and I'm having fun. I've been doing this for over 40 years, and frankly, I'll do it for another 40 if the good Lord lets me hang around that long. But I have a ball doing this. I got a lot of young people I get to work with, and you know, it's just a neat system. It's great how it works, and it makes it easy for the would-be racer, the upcoming person that wants to see what it's like to make a lap down the track. It just makes it so much more enjoyable for them as well as the people bringing it to the fans in the stands.
Yep, I gotta tell you, Pat, I had fun racing our little VW Jetta down the track, and I hope you folks that took a few pointers from that. I was mowing down the tree, my friend.
Well, there you go. That's what it's all about.
Thank you so much.
You bet, Will. Thank you for coming up and joining us. Hot Street, I need you to lanes 4 and 5.
You know, folks, we had scheduled to have someone here to help us out with this segment of the show, but he must have had something better to do. So I get the task of, doing this. So anyway, I wanted to show you exactly how the track works. Now, you notice that as we came around the tower, they spray water right here on the ground. That's called the water box, and guys will back up into that, and it helps lubricate the tires so they can start spinning the tires and smoking them aggressively to put heat in the tires, and it makes it just sticky like bubble gum so they really grip to the track surface. Unfortunately, we have street tires, so number one, we don't want to lay a bunch of water down the track, and number two, it's really not necessary to heat up street tires because that little car just didn't have the power to need to. So, okay. After that, we come around the water box, and these are the stage lights. And you'll notice as we came in, the pre-stage bulb came on, and I rolled the car forward at 11 inches, and then the stage bulb came on. Okay, fully staged in the car. I waited for the Christmas tree to drop, yellow, yellow, green, and I took off. And the first time on my ET slip when I got back was my 60-foot time. That's this line right here. Accelerating through the quarter mile, it trips the 330-foot line and gives me a time for that. I'm negotiating a quarter mile. I get to the 8th mile. Now on the ET slip, it'll read your 8th mile time and mile per hour. Okay? Blazing on through now, I'm getting to 60 or 70 by now, and I get to the 1,000-foot mark. Also, mile per hour and speed on your ET slip. Negotiating all the way through, there's actually three beams here. The outside beams measure how fast you're going between the time you trip. This beam and that beam measures your mile per hour. The middle beam shuts off your clock. It starts when you leave the starting line and it stops right here. And that gives you your final ET of the run. You just negotiate through, slow yourself down, get off on the first turnoff, and have fun. Get back in line and give her again. And folks, I'm telling you, this is so easy to do. You think you got a fast car? The only way to really prove it safely is to come out to the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway and actually see what your car can do. And I urge you to do it because it's a lot of fun. And a gearhead like me, this is my backyard. Alright folks, remember that before you go to the track that all racers must wear long pants and a shirt with sleeves, and you gotta have shoes on. No sandals are allowed, you know, while operating your car at the track. And now if you go 14 seconds or slower, you need a coolant catch can, which comes stock in all new vehicles, seat belts, and a neutral safety switch, and that's all standard in your car. If you go 13.99 to 12 seconds, you need the catch can, seat belts, a neutral safety switch, and you need to wear a helmet, and it has to be approved. It has to be a Snell 2000 or better helmet. Now those of you guys with faster cars, if you're going to go 11.99 to 11 seconds, you need a catch can, seat belts, and a 5-point harness if you go faster than 11.49. You need a drive shaft loop, a helmet, you need a roll bar in your car, and you got to have a shatter shield if you use a manual transmission clutch. You got to have a fire jacket and arm restraints.
What that means is he's going through the gear changes.
The faster and faster you go here, folks, the more safety gear you need in your car. You'll have to look at the tracker on the website to find out exactly what you need. folks, I tell you what, it is way fun to come racing right here at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and I hope some of these tips tonight have helped you. I mean, we've gone from the front gate to the pit gate to the tech shack, where you buy fuel, how the track works, the starting line, the water box. We made a few runs in our Volkswagen Jetta and actually improved on each run. Sorry I went red one pass. Happens. But I've had a blast tonight, and before we go, I'd like to introduce you to one person.
Sunday at Great Lakes Dragaway, where all the big ones run. You're not going to ask me any questions. I'm going to tell you.
No, I'm looking at Tom. I'm waiting on Tom.
So let me tell you something. I've been coming down here since 1964. I had a 1952 Chevrolet 6-cylinder, 3-speed on a tree with horsehair seats. And if you left the windows open when it rained back then and you got inside the car after school, it smelled like a stable. But I've been having fun. I've been having fun since 1964. In fact, today I took this Ford Escape down the racetrack. I went 1756 at 80.66 miles an hour, and I had fun. And I've driven alcohol funny cars, I've driven jet dragsters, and everything in between, and you can still have fun going 80 miles an hour. And one of the neatest things about going 80 miles an hour at Great Lakes Dragaway is everybody's going in the same direction, and there's only one person next to you. It's not like on the freeway you got to blend in with semi-trucks and pickup trucks and Jettas and Ferraris and every other kind of car on earth. So this racetrack's been running since 1954, and lots of people have been out here, but lots of people haven't. I like to say that if everybody that's been out here to Great Lakes Dragaway in the last 50 years all came on the same day, they wouldn't all be able to get in because there would be no room to stand. There'd be millions. But having said that, I still think that everybody, before they can get their driver's license, should have to come down here with their driver's ed teacher and drive their car down the racetrack one time so they can get it all out of them to see how fast it's going to go. Then on the day you get your driver's license, you don't have to go out on the street next to your house and kill somebody. So it's really important for people to get this out of their system because everybody likes speed. And if they didn't like speed, we wouldn't be here for 50 years. But there's still room, and there's a lot of time to run, and lots of people should come out here and see how much fun it is.
I got one question. How many speeding tickets have been issued at Great Lakes Dragaway?
None. Absolutely none.
No tickets, folks.
But there have been tickets issued on KR, so if you come down here, let's be careful. Let's be nice to our neighbors. Let's do burnouts on the racetrack, not in front of their houses.
I couldn't have said it better, Randy. Race on the drag strip and not on the streets, and that's essentially what the show is about. And when you do want to go racing, come here to Great Lakes Dragaway. It's affordable, fun racing.
And remember, drag racing happens on a drag strip. If you race your car on the street, you're just illegal, looking for a ticket, and you are not a drag racer, you are a street racer. So let's all be drag racers.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Hey folks, I urge you that if you are a beginning drag racer, to make sure that you do come out on a Tuesday night. Number one, it's street tires only on Tuesday. And number two, there really isn't a lot of cars that show up on Tuesday nights. So it's great for beginners. And you can learn your way through the track and the steps that we've shown you today, and you can come out and have a blast. And then maybe in the future you can come out Friday night racing and really hang out with the big dogs. And I guess that's about all I got from the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway. Thanks for being with us. I'm Way Out Willard Urich.
That's cool, that's cool, that's cool.